So Mitt Romney, former governor of Massachusetts, now senator from Utah. Romney bitterly disappointed he isn't president. Bitterly disappointed. Donald Trump has everything that Mitt Romney wanted. And Mitt Romney can't figure it out. Mitt Romney says, I'm smarter than him. I'm a better man than he is. I can run the country better. Why aren't I there? Well, you know, the truth is Barack Obama out-campaigned you, governor. And I like Romney. I tell a funny story in my shows about that. I went to a Red Sox game with him and his wife and son. Tag Romney. And it was a really fun night. And I like him. But I know that, I'm not going to use the word jealous, but he thinks he can be a better person, and he still wants to be. And he's seething that Donald Trump has called him names, a loser, and a this and a that, and he wants payback. Now, Mitt Romney is getting some payback. Roll the tape.
So you said on Twitter that the president's brazen and unprecedented appeal to China and to Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden is wrong and appalling. You must feel a little lonely.
I'm used to being lonely, but I don't think there's any question but that going on TV on the White House lawn and saying, China, will you investigate my political opponent is wrong. It's a mistake. It was shocking in my opinion, for the president to do so, and a mistake for him to do so. I can't imagine coming to a different point of view. We certainly can't have presidents asking foreign countries to provide something of political value that is, after all, against the law.
Is Barack Obama an honorable man?
I believe he's an honorable man, yes. Yeah, a good family man, and he made a lot of mistakes. Most presidents do.
Is Joe Biden an honorable man?
You know, I don't know Joe Biden terribly well, but from everything I've seen and the interactions I've had with him, he seems to be a man of honor.
Is President Trump an honorable man?
I knew where you were going, but I'm not going to let you catch me in a corner. He has elements, I'm sure, of honor in his life, and there's things that I think are not honorable. And I mention that because of the payment to a porn star for sexual relations outside of marriage. Look, I'm one of those who believes that we have a responsibility to be honorable and faithful to our wives, and the president made a failing in that regard.
I had a couple of things. Romney shouldn't have said the last stuff. I mean, he'd being judgmental. He shouldn't have done it. It was a cheap shot, I think. It's out of context. Now, the first stuff about violating the law by asking China to investigate. Look, I went over this and over this and over this. And President of the United States, the chief law enforcement officer in the country, if he thinks there's a scandal involving the Democratic Party, and he clearly does, in the 2016 campaign and the Obama administration, Donald Trump clearly believes that laws are broken by the Obama administration, and he wants them exposed. So the president is mounting his own defense. Tomorrow on this broadcast, we're going to have a defense attorney telling us how he or she, I haven't booked it yet, would defend the president legally. But he went on Hannity, President Trump did last night, and I have two sound bites to play you. The first one is taken, I think, from me, because I said this very, very early on. Go.
We have an obligation to investigate corruption. And that's what it was. In my opinion, that's what it was, is corruption. And if Ukraine would know something about the 2016 election, you have to give that information. I hope that they would give the information. And everybody agrees with me 100%.
All right, so I have this in the United States of Trump, which I wrote a year ago. And the president is now echoing. Maybe he didn't see my stuff, but I think he did. And that is the strongest defense for Donald Trump. That's it. But the Trump hater is never going to consider that ever in a million years. Second soundbite is about the Republicans. So Mr. Trump wants more support from his own party. Go.
So everybody tells me it's going to be great for us as a Republican Party if they actually impeach me, because the 40 seats, and there were many more than the 32, it's 40, 45 seats, where I won or did really well or very close, that those people are going to get hammered, meaning running in Congress. So I don't know if that's true or not. I do say this, and I can see it because look at our fundraising. The money's never come in like this.
It's true. And that's what my column, The Avenger is Back, is about. How the Trump supporters are getting more militant about him. And you see it in donations, and you see it in rallies, and you see this and that. So I hope you read that column. All right, Joe Biden trying to gain points by accusing Donald Trump of misusing the word lynching. This is a riot. So Tuesday, 8 a.m., Donald Trump tweets, all Republicans must remember what they are witnessing is a lynching. Okay. So then Biden at 1, I guess he wakes up around noon, 5 hours later says, impeachment is not a lynching. He's tweeting Biden. He doesn't tweet. Somebody does it for him. It's part of our Constitution. Our country has a dark, shameful history with lynching. To even think about making this comparison is abhorrent. It's despicable. Joe Biden, 5 hours later. Problem is that in 1998, Biden said exactly the same thing. But CNN unearthed this. CNN hurting Biden. Because he did an interview on that network in 98 where he said, quote, even if the president should be impeached, Bill Clinton he's talking about in 98, history is going to question whether or not this was a partisan lynching, unquote. Biden forgot about that, of course. And then today, late last night, Biden comes back, he tweets, well, that wasn't a right word to use, and I'm sorry about that. Trump, on the other hand, chose his words deliberately in his use of the word lynching. Well, you didn't choose your words deliberately, Mr. Vice President? Come on, stay out of the game. I mean, you really can't do it. And I'm not saying that with any malice, believe me. I'm not. But Joe Biden can't do this. In a debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, it's... All right. So I tell you not to believe the polls, right? All over the weekend, Elizabeth Warren surging. She's going to be the nominee, Elizabeth Warren. Okay, yesterday, CNN comes out with a poll. Joe Biden 34, Warren 19. Whoa, that was fast. What did Warren do? 34-19. Bernie's got 16. Nobody else is over 10. So Biden's back. Biden's back. Don't believe any of this stuff. Not one of the Democratic candidates, not one, has captured the imagination of the American electorate. Georgetown, good university. It's gone a little left over the years. Georgetown poll surveyed 1,000 registered voters earlier this month, and they asked a couple of very provocative questions about civility in America. The party identification of those surveys, Republican 40, Democrat 49, Independent 60. And most of those independents are left-leaning. All right, so on a scale of 0 to 100, where 0 is there is no political division in the country, and 100 is we're on the verge of a civil war, a shooting civil war, where are we? 67. That's much closer to a shooting civil war than it is to everybody loves each other, kumbaya. Second question. The political, racial, and class divisions in this country are getting worse, and our national dialogue is breaking down. Do you agree or disagree? Total agree, 77%. Total disagree, 21%. Okay. Third question. I'm frustrated by uncivil and rude behavior of many politicians. Total agree, 87%. Total disagree, 11%. I think those are accurate numbers. I mean, certainly Donald Trump has ushered in an age of incivility. He has a perfect right to defend himself, but he does it in a very bombastic way. And when he ran against the Republicans, as you remember, in 2015, they were pretty brutal on him. Donald Trump pretty brutal on Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio and John Kasich. He's pretty tough. So, you can't say the president's totally innocent in all this. But the question that should have been asked is the media. The media is really what has done it. Two forces are dividing Americans. The ardently left-wing media, national media, and the political action committees funded by people like George Soros. Media Matters, Move On, Color of Change, Bonner Group, all of these people. You don't know them, but they have millions and millions of dollars, and they attack. And the attacks get into the media. And the media more than happy to destroy any person with whom they disagree. New York Times loves to destroy people. Washington Post as well. They love it. But not people they like. They got to be dragged kicking and screaming into the Bill Clinton impeachment. But Donald Trump and anybody who voted for him, gladly. They'll gladly do it. And all Americans know that.